Hello, Bach Art and Fugue fans. Welcome to the next instalment of my videos, of analyses of Bach's Art of Fugue. I gave you Contrapuntus 1 the last time. This time we're looking at Contrapuntus 2. It's what I recorded for Recorder Quartet. And this particular quartet was arranged for recorders by Eric Haas in 2004. And I recorded it last year, and you'll see it at the top of the page. But I've since recorded it a few weeks ago so that I could actually compare a recording where the recorders are tuned in 440 to a recording on exactly the same equipment of recorders at 415. And I'm gradually going to be working through the Fugue, the Art of Fugue again, with those similar conditions on 440 and 415. Although at the moment my alto is being lent out to a lady who's going to be playing next to me in a Baroque period orchestra concert in June. And my tenor is with Bill Lazar. Well, actually it's in transit to Bill Lazar, so I can get a few extra keys put on it so that I don't have to strain quite so much. Alright, so the main difference with this contrapuntus than with the first contrapuntus is the dotted rhythms. And I tend to overdot these rhythms. That's probably par for the course. So let's hear the opening theme. Now in the first contrapuntus, the opening theme was on alto. This contrapuntus starts on bass. So we get then you come in on tenor recorder, and then you get alto. Excuse me. Then you get alto, and then you get soprano. But what I find interesting immediately is with the dotted rhythms, you get some tied, you get some ties over the dotted rhythms. So I'll just grab my so that you get some really interesting rhythm. So you've got this which I think so. And you also want to be dead on as well. It's quite jazzy, really, which I find very, very interesting. So if we take it from the beginning. And almost immediately you have some interesting interplay between the bass and the tenor, because you've got this where the bass recorder, and I'll let this play out, where I'll divide it. So you've got this Which I find quite interesting. So what I'll do is I'll just have it just on the tenor for the moment. So I'll have tenor and bass at the moment, and you'll see what I mean. Yeah. So, and now we mustn't forget that the next instrument comes in. That is the alto with the theme. And again at bar 12, you've got the alto. Where the bass recorder is kind of in sixths with that. So that's quite interesting as well. I'll take that back a few bars and you'll hear that. So that's, I'll just highlight. So I'll just highlight alto and bass at bar 12. Actually, I'll bring in. Oh, sorry, that was wrong. I wanted the bass as well. And then you have a little bit of interplay here at bar 15 between the bass and the tenor. So what you've got, and if we now go back to 15 and play all the parts, and of course your sopranos come in by this. What I find interesting too is at 22, not at 22, at 23 you've got a slightly different version of the theme. And instead of having a held note going to the theme, you instead have which I find very interesting, especially as you've just come off an A major chord, where we're actually in D minor. And I love the bass part. I mean, if you look at the bass part around bar 24, I mean, this is because usually, you know, bass parts can get a bit boring, but you've got this. And remember that rhythm I was telling you about in the bass? This is now, with the ties, this has now been transposed at bar 30 to the descant. Oops. Which I find very interesting. And we've got a lot of interplay between the parts with that dotted rhythm. It just keeps going. Theme comes back in the tenor at bar 38. And then in A Ray of Sunshine, the theme comes back in F major in the descant at bar 45. Let's see if I can get this F C to pop out. But that doesn't last long because we go back to the minor in the alto a few bars later. But let me play you bar 41 and you'll see what I mean. So we're sort of minoring here. Okay, and then we've got something interesting at bar 60. So it started by the descant, which is then carried on by, which is then comes back in the descant. Comes back, and while that's going on, you've got this the lovely theme come back in the bass recorder. So that comes back in the bass. And then you've got that tied rhythm again in the soprano at bar 68. And interplay between the parts with the dotted rhythm. So the alto goes quite high at bar 73, possibly even higher than the soprano. And then that dotted tied rhythm at 76 goes on for a few bars. And we finish the piece. So let me play you. And it seems a bit shorter, this Contrapuntus. Doesn't seem quite so many. So. Tenor. Alto, and then alto, and then soprano, and then bass, and the tenor, and then the soprano. Woo! Now it comes back on the alto. Oh, and something else that's come interesting here is in the bass you've got this. So you've got another version of the major one, except it's a fifth. It's a fourth down. So instead of sorry, you've got which I find I've just spotted that, and that it's very interesting. Bass comes back with the correct tune again. And that, my friends, is the second Contrapuntus. So quite interesting, not only for the rhythm, but also he's starting to really mess with the fugal theme without too much trouble. So look out for the next one, Contrapuntus 3. There's a lot of really crunchy chromatic stuff going on, especially in the lower parts. Oh, yummy. Sort of round bars 41 to 46. It's like, ooh, really, very, very, very crunchy. And rather hard for me to record, actually, because I'm still learning the recorder even after 3 or 4 years. And accidentals can freak me out a little bit. So, look forward to joining you for Contrapuntus 3. Goodbye.